The people there drink lots of tea, they love football, and their national animal is a type of lion. If you guessed England, then I'm afraid you're wrong, because today's video is about Morocco. The Kingdom of Morocco is situated on the Mediterranean Sea and the Atlantic Ocean, at the most northwestern point of the African continent. It's known in Arabic as Al-Mamlaka Al-Maghribiyya, the Moroccan Kingdom, or just Al-Maghrib. This name could also be translated as the West. As you may have guessed from its Arabic name, Morocco lies in the far western portion of the Arab world, though defining it as an Arab country is controversial among Moroccans, as many Moroccans of Amazigh background define themselves as Amazigh people rather than Arabs. The English name Morocco is derived from the medieval Latin name for the city of Marrakesh. Marrakesh is currently the fourth largest city in Morocco and is one of its historical capitals. The largest city by far is Casablanca, with over 3.3 million people, and around 4.3 million people in the metro area. Then there's Fez and Tangier. The capital city of Morocco is Rabat, a coastal city with a population of 2.1 million people in the metro area. The country's total population is around 37 million people overall, the vast majority of which live in the north. There's evidence of human settlement in Morocco dating back hundreds of thousands of years. Homo sapien fossils from the archaeological site of Jebel Irhoud have been dated to around 300,000 years ago. There are written historical records from Morocco starting from the time of Phoenician colonization of the coast, between 700 and 500 BC, though there was an Amazigh, or Berber, population that predated the arrival of the seafaring Phoenicians. By the way, some people avoid the word Berber and use the endonym Amazigh instead, because Berber is etymologically related to the word barbarian. By the 5th century BCE, the Carthaginian Empire, a Phoenician empire based in Carthage in present-day Tunisia, had expanded throughout the Mediterranean region, including the coast of present-day Morocco. The earliest independent Moroccan state is considered to be the Amazigh Kingdom of Mauritania, beginning around 225 BC. Its territory corresponded with northern areas of present-day Morocco. It was directly annexed to the Roman Empire in the year 44 AD, but the Amazigh people couldn't be subdued, and by the 3rd century AD, Roman rule had been overturned by Amazigh tribes in most parts of the country, aside from a few coastal cities. The Islamic history of Morocco starts in the mid-7th century, when the Umayyad Caliphate brought Islam to the region, as well as the Arabic language. Over the next 1200 years, numerous Arab and Amazigh kingdoms and dynasties ruled the land, including those during the years of Al-Andalus, Muslim rule on the Iberian Peninsula. In 1631, the area resembling present-day Morocco was united by the Alawite dynasty, which is still the royal family today. Morocco was divided into French and Spanish protectorates from 1912 to 1956, which has had a lasting influence on Morocco, with French and Spanish being commonly spoken. In 1956, Morocco regained independence through the revolution of the king and people, and returned to the rule of the Alawite royal family. The thousands of years of trade, conquest, and migration that Morocco has experienced throughout its history has manifested itself in present-day Moroccan culture. Elements of European, Amazigh, and Islamic cultures can all be seen on the streets of Morocco. The nation's history as a cultural crossroads can also be seen in Morocco's architecture. Ancient Roman ruins with towering columns and mosaics, such as those in Volubilis and Shella, are contrasted with the historic earthen clay village at Ait Ben Hedou. The city of Chefchaouen, tucked away in the mountains of northwest Morocco, is also known as the Blue Pearl due to its overwhelmingly blue-painted buildings. In the center of the old town, you'll find a traditional kasbah, or fortress, built in 1471 to fight Portuguese invasions of northern Morocco. There are several languages spoken on a day-to-day basis in Morocco. The two official languages are Standard Arabic and Tamazight, the Amazigh language. While Standard Arabic is the official form of Arabic, the form of Arabic used in all daily conversation is Moroccan Darija, a dialect of Arabic heavily influenced by Tamazight, with lots of French and Spanish loanwords as well. Some Moroccans insist that Darija is not even Arabic, but rather a form of Tamazight. For more information on Darija, see the Langfocus video linked in the description below. Many people are also proficient in French or Spanish, as I mentioned before, followed by a growing amount of English due to growth in tourism. The landscape and climate of Morocco varies greatly from north to south. The northern half of the country, where the vast majority of Moroccans live, is essentially Mediterranean, with relatively mild seasons. In Casablanca, the biggest city, average summer temperatures are around 24 degrees, and average winter temperatures around 9 degrees Celsius. Going further south, temperatures start to vary wildly. In the Sahara Desert, temperatures regularly reach up to 40 degrees in the summer months before dropping back down to an average of 13 degrees Celsius in winter. Morocco is also home to the Atlas mountain range, stretching over 2,500 kilometers from Tunisia down into central and southern Morocco. The tallest peak, Jebel Toubkal, stands at 4,167 meters. Increasingly popular with climbers during the summer and skiers during the winter, it's one of Morocco's fastest-growing tourist destinations. Oukai Meden, one of 3 main skiing locations in Morocco, is also the highest ski resort in Africa. Many Moroccans insist that the internationally recognized map of the country is incomplete because it lacks Western Sahara, which Morocco sees as part of its territory. The Sahrawi Arab Democratic Republic claims independence and controls some of the eastern part of the territory, while Morocco controls the rest. There has been a ceasefire for over 3 decades, and a UN mission, MINURSO, is responsible for organizing a referendum on who should rule Western Sahara, but after decades, no referendum has been conducted. The world was quite surprised in 2020 when the United States suddenly recognized Morocco's sovereignty over all of Western Sahara. It seems that this was done in exchange for Morocco normalizing ties with Israel. Morocco is a constitutional parliamentary monarchy. This means that their head of government, the prime minister, is elected, but their king, Mohammed VI, retains some degree of executive power. In 2011, the constitution underwent significant reforms, transferring more powers from the king to parliament. Also, Amazigh was made an official state language. Since it reaches from the coastal plain to the mountains to the Sahara Desert, Morocco's wildlife is quite varied. 490 different species of birds are found there, as the varied climate zones of Morocco give rise to many different adaptations being required. The cutest animal award goes to the sand cat, found in the Sahara Desert, to which it has specially adapted with its fur-padded paws, protecting it against the extreme heat of summer and cold nights of winter. Several Moroccan animals are unfortunately under threat due to climate change and human activity. The Barbary macaque, the only non-human primate found north of the Sahara, is facing extinction due to deforestation of the macaque's habitat. And the national animal of Morocco, the Barbary lion, is actually already extinct. It once lived along the northern coastline and in the Atlas Mountains, but was wiped out mostly due to hunting. Another important aspect of Morocco is Moroccan cuisine, which was shaped over centuries of trade, migration, and cultural exchange. Moroccan cuisine is a blend of Arabian, African, and Andalusian influences. The most famous dish, tagine, named after the pot in which it is cooked, is a kind of stew. The pot itself has a special design, with the cone-shaped lid created to use as little water as possible. It was developed like this for use in the arid desert. Tea is a necessity in Moroccan day-to-day life, and people drink it at any given opportunity. Mint tea is the drink of choice. Brewed in a large teapot, the flavor changes with each round of tea poured, giving birth to the following proverb. Tea. The first glass is as bitter as life. The second is as strong as love. The third is as soothing as death. Some historians say that it was first brought to Morocco as early as the 12th century by Phoenician traders. Other accounts suggest that it was the Amazigh people who imported it via the Silk Road. Bonus facts. Morocco was the first country to recognize the United States of America as an independent nation when King Mohammed III opened their ports to American ships in 1777. Morocco and the United States also share the longest unbroken diplomatic relationship due to the Treaty of Peace and Friendship in 1786. Morocco is a fascinating country because of its blending of different cultures and influences that have impacted the area over thousands of years of history. And whenever I ask someone about their travel bucket list, Morocco is almost always one of the countries they mention. Now over to you. To people from Morocco, what else do you want people to know about your country? And to other people, what's something that you find intriguing about Morocco? Do you want to see GeoFocus videos before anyone else? Become a member of this channel and you'll see videos 1 week early and completely ad-free. Click the join button next to the subscribe button for more information. Thank you for watching and have a nice day.